Good morning. It has been a while since I've made a garden video. We have just been sitting here eating breakfast and looking at how beautiful the garden is this morning. It is finally all planted, minus just a couple flowers that we're going to plant in a little bit. But we have finally got it all in. I was going to video the whole process, it's going to be this fun video. But we've been sick for 4 weeks and I did not feel like videoing half of that time. So we stuck things in the ground because they needed to get in the ground, but we didn't film a lot of it. I did film some of it, so I'll stick those in where it's appropriate. So I hope you enjoy this video. Here's our view. First off, cute little 1-year-old. And look at that view. So much is growing. It's hard to capture on camera like how nice it looks so far.
And that's Sparky.
And
one is Wiggly.
we got a wiggly one in there too. Oh boy.
This is the ginger patch. That plant I really like because it's the tallest and it sprouted first.
It did.
Let's show my
So
peach tree.
We do have ginger in here. We also have a little bit of parsley over there in the corner. We sprouted this in containers and it's been growing and growing, so hopefully it grows in our little raised bed with mesh on the bottom so that the voles don't get it.
My little peach tree.
That we found from seed. So we have a lot of broccoli over here, and in between here we have some sweet potatoes as well. So some of these broccolis look like they might actually make broccoli, like that one. A lot of the ones in this area, they're a little bit smaller, so I don't know about them. But over here, they get a little bit bigger. These ones were bigger to start with, so we might actually get broccoli from them. I don't know. But we have a lot. Let's see, let's look over here at these ones. I keep looking like every day. No, get off of me.
Can I show?
Bug? Nope, hold on. I keep looking every day. Are you gonna have broccoli today? Then we have these cabbages. Some of them look like they're heading up. Like this one right here. Looks like it's heading up, which is so exciting.
And that one.
And this one as well.
And that one.
So back here we have some scallions. Anna needs to weed them.
Shallots.
We have some shallots, yes, that's what they are. Anna still needs to weed them. We have a bunch of garlic.
Still need to weed
A little patch of carrots. 4 beets, that's all that sprouted. Another patch of carrots is a little bit further along. We will harvest them first. More garlic. A couple more beets and a rosemary. And we have some carrots back there. Those are the smallest.
Then those carrots get big carrots.
Yeah, because they're pretty big now.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so then we have, in these 2 rows over here, we have
We get munchy
potatoes.
crunchies.
And I'll insert some clips of us planting potatoes because that's where I started. And then we got sick.
Chopping.
What are we doing?
Potato chopping.
We're doing potato chopping. Why are we doing potato chopping?
Chopping.
Why are we doing potato chopping?
Because they're sprouting.
And then what are we going to do with them?
We're gonna plant them.
Right, so we gotta chit them. That's what it's called, I think. And we're gonna let them dry. So then we're putting them in our wheelbarrow. Let them dry for a few days. We have a bunch that we're not gonna cut up because they're just too small. Too small.
Plant them right away.
Are you making some soup? Yeah? Yeah. You got my container? Can you hand me a tater? Oh, thank you. Can I have it? Thank you. Do you want to plant it? Here, put it in there. Put the potato in there. Where'd you put it? Where's your tater? Did we lose it? Here it is. Here, want to put it in there? Put it in there. Yeah, put it in the row. Put it in the trench. Good job. Thank you. If you're new here, this is our 3,400 square feet back to Eden style garden. We've been doing this since, I think, 2021 we completed our transition over. I started it in 2020, and by 2021 it was completed, and we love growing things in this Bectine style garden. My favorite is potatoes because they're so easy to dig in this nice loose soil. We have a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin there and down here as well.
Right
I was
there.
hoping to do a lot of pumpkins in here, but we don't have. We only had 2 come up, so. Then we have some more garlic there. And then we have a lot of sweet potatoes down this way that I just planted the other day. So they're still, trying to take off. And then down here at the end, we're gonna have melons. I planted some crimson sweet here. This is the second planting, and all 4 of them have sprouted now. Last time, none of them sprouted. And then we planted cantaloupes down here, but I don't think any of them have sprouted. We have some sugar baby watermelon over here. Some of them sprouted, and then honeydew. I'm pretty sure they're honeydew. I forgot to write it down what it was, and so I'm hoping that's what it was, and that's what I replanted. I replanted the cantaloupe, so hopefully I didn't replant the wrong thing. So anyway, going past our potatoes, this row all the way down to the trellis is peppers. So something pretty crazy with the peppers. I started them back in February when you're supposed to, but I think they got stunted, and 6 weeks later they still hadn't really grown very much, and so I was kind of discouraged and asking around what I should do to them, and people are like, they're stunted, they're not going to do anything, just give up, start over. So I started over. I started some new ones, but I also fertilized the first one. I was like, it's not going to hurt. Everybody's like, don't fertilize your seedlings, they don't need it. Well, they took off and they started growing because I fertilized them. So sometimes you just gotta do what maybe isn't what everybody says, and yeah, hopefully we get peppers from them. We'll see. I would really like it because we have like 70 something peppers in this garden now. But I'm thankful they came back because I didn't want to have to buy that many peppers. So over here we have strawberry plants and onions. We started these onions from seed back in January. So we have basically this whole row is that. We have wild onions.
There's always in a bowl.
We've gotten a few strawberries from here. Most of them have been a little munched, but they're yummy. We have cilantro going to seed all over the garden, which is fine because I like cilantro. We have beans planted in this row all the way down. 2 different kinds. So these are bush beans down here.
And then there's the little bitty plant.
And these are a different kind of bush bean. They're Kalima bush beans. And over here we have zucchini, and they took forever to sprout too. It might have been too cold. Anyway, we replanted and more sprouted, so hopefully now we get enough zucchini.
I counted 12 yesterday.
Maybe 12. We'll hope we get 12 because that would be good. And we have squash on our trellis
I
mostly.
counted 12 yesterday.
I had to replant some of these too. We have honey nut squash on these first 2 trellises. They're just a tiny little butternut squash. And we have some spaghetti squash that I saved seeds from a random spaghetti squash, so we'll see if they actually even produce. Then we have long cucumbers over here.
Zinnia.
And then we have
Zinnias.
short cucumbers over here. And then the rest of it is the same on this other side. So, yeah. So, yeah, this is my big batch of cilantro going to seed. It all came back from last year, so we harvested a bunch from it, and I stuck some in the freeze dryer, and hopefully it will work for my salsa later this year. There's an anthill right there, Anna.
Okay, but this one comes up to here.
Whoa, they're pretty tall.
I like as tall as me.
So then over here, we have tomatoes. So these I planted a couple weeks ago, and they are looking so much better than when I planted them. Sprinkled throughout the garden, we have zinnia plants, we have marigolds, basil, rosemary, a thyme plant, just to attract pollinators and things like that. So I had a lot of tomatoes growing, and then a bunch of them got stunted because I left them outside when it was too cold one night. I didn't realize it was going to get cold, and so they kind of got stunted. And I didn't think they were really going to grow. But once it became warm, then they took off. But before that happened, I asked my friend for some, and we traded some plants. So she gave me some. She is so generous. My friend at Wild Hearts Homestead, Melissa, she is incredibly generous with her plants and she has a very giving heart. And so she gave me 24 Roma plants. And they are looking so much better than mine. They're so much further ahead. So hopefully we'll get tomatoes off of them before mine. We planted peanuts in this row. Hopefully they grow and the wolves don't eat them.
I forgot.
We'll see. And then So these are the tomatoes my friend Melissa gave me. Look how tall they are. They are so big.
And it's too.
So hopefully they do really well. I need to trellis them, but I haven't gotten that far yet. Alright, so then we have our corn down here. We have 4 rows of corn. And then we continue with the tomatoes. They're still pretty small, but they'll grow. And they're all looking really healthy, like nice and green. So hopefully they grow well. So we go all the way down to the end of the trellis. And I need to finish the trellis at the end because I ran out of fencing. We have a few tomatoes here at the end of the corn, just because I needed some spots for them. And then random herbs and things like that. This is Anna's jungly bungly. So we have flowers in here. She's trying to grow some pole beans, but I think we need to replant them.
Mom, I just rooted up my carrots.
Some flowers. She tried transplanting some carrots, but they didn't work. Did they die?
I pulled them.
Okay. She planted some peppers, and there's this tall flower, but we really don't remember what it's going to turn into. We forget from last year. Hopefully it's something pretty. Otherwise, we got a lot of it. Anyway, we got lots of flowers. We need to uncover some of them from the mulch. We have a little sunflower house over here. Ooh, they're really taking off. Wow, they grew so much since last time I was in here. Anyway, so we have sunflowers on the back, like L shape of the triangle. And then we have zinnias here in the front and over there.
Plant that one.
That's okay, we got lots extra. So, yeah, it's kind of a different little sunflower house than we normally do, but we only had like 8 sunflowers come up. So we're adapting, you know, making it work. So then we're going to go back up here to the beginning of the garden. We have a little bit of spinach here growing still. Some lettuce that we've eaten a bunch off of already. More lettuce that we need to eat off of. And, you know, some more flowers and things.
Mint.
A bunch of mint in there. And then sweet potatoes. I have 80 sweet potatoes planted right now. And then, no, that's not mint.
I forgot.
This is peanuts in here.
Peanuts.
In this whole raised bed. Hopefully they do well. Oh, is that a sprout of a peanut? It's probably just a weed, honestly. So I think that is all that we have growing in here right now. We have a couple red flame plants to plant and some zinnias we need to plant. Then I think we'll be done. Also, I have a few more sweet potatoes that are getting bigger in the house. So once they get bigger in like a week or 2, I'll plant them down near Anna's sunflower house. And then, yeah, every little space of the garden will be full. So my thinking kind of with the sweet potatoes over here next to the broccoli and stuff is that it will just kind of take over once the broccoli is done, and then it'll be fine. So that's what I'm hoping there. Our berry, ouch! I stepped on a piece of mulch. Anyway, up here our berries are looking good. I trellised 2 more rows of blackberries, and they are starting to bloom. So hopefully we'll get lots and lots of blackberries off of them. So we have, let's see, 18 bushes, I think, of them. And I'll show you our elderberry in a minute. So then we planted some more blueberries over here. Some of them are really loaded. Like that one up there by Anna is really loaded with blueberries. I tried picking off all the, you know, the blossoms, but oh well. Anyway, these I mulched last week so that they would just be better. I need to weed around the plants a little bit. Is this a blueberry? This is a blueberry. I don't think it's quite ready, but we'll give it like another day. But hey, look, our first blueberry. That's exciting.
Pick it tomorrow?
Maybe. We should probably pick it tomorrow. When we have our peach trees still growing up here, they were starting to get a little yellow and red, so we can give them some fertilizer. I don't really know what the problem is, but they look better. So they were looking really red. Bethany loves doing this with them. She loves touching them. This is what she does every time we walk by them. She reaches out her hand to like either say hi or to touch them. She loves them. Do you love the peach trees? They're your favorite. Yeah. She will walk over to the other one. She holds out her hand. She's like, I need to touch it, Mama. You need to touch it. Gentle. All right, let's come over and look at the elderberry bush because it's crazy, y'all.
It's actually a tree.
It's like a tree. But I gave away 50 to 60 elderberry bushes, babies, this spring. Guys, you'd not even notice it. You would not even know it. What did you find?
I found black elderberry.
Blossom?
An elderberry blossom.
Yeah. So underneath here
And another.
are tons of elderberry babies. Tons and tons and tons. I was going to have one big one over here. This big one, I was gonna keep for to extend it. But I don't know what to do with all the rest of these elderberry babies. Y'all got any idea? Can I leave them? I don't know. Will it just make it too jungly bungly? Will they not grow well? I don't know. Oh, we basically have an elderberry forest. It's funny, but it's great. Oh, I forgot to show you the apple trees. One more thing, and then we'll be done. Don't pull it off. They're not ready yet. So we actually have apples growing on our tree. I really did not think we were going to get any. I pruned them off because I pruned some off because they were too clustered. But I mean, there's 3 right there. There's probably 6 or 7 on this tree, which is pretty cool. So we had to stake them a little bit better because they were struggling a little bit. No, they're not ready. They're going to get bigger. So they're getting much bigger than when
They're redder.
looked at them before, a couple weeks ago.
Redder, Mommy.
Yeah, but they're not big. See, they're tiny. So we got our garden planted. One thing that I noticed this year that is different from other years that we've been gardening is Anna actually was a good help this year. She was actually taking the tomatoes out of the pots and putting them, helping me plant them so we could get them done really quickly one night. And it was just encouraging to see. We've been gardening with her for 6 years, and the first year, she's just wanting to eat the dirt because she's 6 months old, and finally this year, she was really helping. So those who have littles, and I'm reminding myself of this too because I have little now, it will get easier, and someday you will have lots of helpers planting your garden with you and weeding the garden and all that, because Anna was also weeding one day, and that was a big help too. So anyway, we have this little system worked out for planting tomatoes. So I dig the hole, Anna gets it ready.
And I have to get some dump around.
We'll take off these extra things.
This in the dump.
These extra
And
leaves.
where's my cup stack?
They look a little sad. Some of them look a little bad.
And what's behind you is our neighbor's house behind us.
Yeah.
That's why there's a house behind us.
Look at these nice tomatoes. These are so huge. They're that big. And mine were that big that I planted yesterday. So hopefully these do better than mine did. Alright, I think we're going to end this video now. She's melting because she almost got me. So thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to be subscribed so you can see the rest of our garden for the rest of the summer. All the harvest, all the work, all that. And we'd love to know what you're growing in your garden, and if you've got it planted. Yeah, I know up north they still just got a really heavy freeze last night, really heavy frost. So hopefully you didn't get your gardens planted and it all die. So, that has also been a tricky thing. One other challenge was our frosts kept changing. We had a really warm February, and then it got cold in March, and I had to keep bringing my plants back in. I had to keep bringing my plants in. Bethany found a nice seat.
I lifted her up here because she wanted up.
Yep. So, just a lot of juggling with the plants, and finally it was warm enough to plant, and then it was warm enough for everybody to go out all at once. And I was I have a majillion plants. I don't even know how many plants I have to plant. Anyway, had to get them all planted right away, and yeah, get them done. But it's all in, and I'm grateful. Now we can just work in maintenance mode for a little while until it's harvest time. One of the trickiest parts about gardening this year has been gardening with Bethany. She loves to help and be right in the action and everything, but there's a lot of ants in my garden. So for me to just let her go free, like she's doing right now, I have to really keep an eye on her to make sure she's not getting into an ant pile, because most of the ant piles you can't even see. They're just in the mulch and you can't see them. And then she'll get bit up, and then I'll feel bad because she's got tons of little ant bites all over. So it's been a little tricky. The stroller has been my best friend, in nap time. So we try to use those a lot. But it's just a little different juggling system here. So we'll get it. Uh-oh, she might be getting my ginger. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. That's probably good.
No.
No, fill them up. We're transplanting our peppers. I thought they were going to die, but I gave them some fertilizer and they perked right up. Anna's helping me.
Because there's going to be a flower sale in a few minutes.
But we got to do our work first, right?
Work first, then flower sale.
Yeah.